The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
I think we spotted him.
Encounters are terrifying. It was all hairy, from head to toe. Thousands of reports. Beast. We just got an idiot to believe.
This is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
Okay.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, you have exclusively been selected to participate in the dimension of creative science. You are about to experience the sound enhanced by the dynamic ultra maximizer. Caution. Sudden uncontrolled movements of the muscular anatomy may occur. Do not be afraid. These are the primary frequencies created by the dynamic maximizer. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Walking Among Apes podcast. Yo, what's up? Ladies and gentlemen, we're fucking here in Viva Las Vegas with the... What's your fucking last name and how the hell do you pronounce it?
Prune Brothers.
The Oh, we're live here with the Prune Brothers 1 and 2. What's your name? Gerald and Gerald 4? Gerald Ford?
Colt Brinkerhoff.
We have Colt Brinkerhoff.
And Ryan Brinkerhoff, the elder brother.
And we've talked about having you guys on here a million times. I know we've talked about you on podcasts and stuff, but we've never fucking been able to get a hold of you. And here we are in lovely Las Vegas, sitting in the middle of Little Darlings. Thanks to the shout out to them for letting us use their VIP filled room.
It's great.
Yeah,
Come all over me. It's great. We're sitting here in it.
The couch is stick. Well, but ladies and gentlemen, this has been a thing in the making for a long fucking time. So I'm excited to have you boys on.
Good to be here, bud.
How do we want to begin this sucker?
What do you want to talk about, Christian?
So-
This is your day. You let us know what you want to talk about. And
I just want to sit on that microphone.
It is a big microphone.
It's a big boy. Here,
Yeah,
hold on. I'm gonna
sit on this.
spear real quick. Let's get straight into it. Colt, let's talk about you. And well, let's talk about why we're here first off, and then we'll snag into how you boys are doing your own thing together in a way, but totally separate, and you're both professionals in different ways.
Perfect. Let's do it.
So let's get into it. So why we're down here in Viva Las Vegas is there's a wonderful expo called what? The National Hardware Show. And Ryan invented this amazing invention. Do you want to discuss it? Yeah, let's call it. So Rhino Stand.
Yeah, basically.
It's called the Rhino Stand. Let me make sure that we can pick you up here. Good. All right. Rhinostand.com. Go ahead and check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Hit it up. This is a product for what? How did you come up with it?
Well, basically, in my field I'm in now, I'm a fuel technician, working at gas stations, repairing, building gas stations. And a lot of the times I'd have to do the electrical work, the plumbing work, stuff like that, and I was always just completely blown away at how asinine certain things were done by these different professions. So I wanted to make a product where I could address the issues that I saw on both different sides of the field and try to make something better that was, not out on the market yet. And that's where we came up with the Rhino Stand.
And the Rhino Stand, the best way, if you could put it in to a few sentences, is what? What does it essentially do?
So basically what it does is it's a product that slides into the receiver hitch of any vehicle.
Oh.
And not that type of vehicle, but
Oh.
it basically
Jesus.
uses the weight and the support of the vehicle to be the counterbalance for a vise setup or for a wire pulling rack for electricians.
Yeah.
So everything's interchangeable, everything's lightweight, can be stored in small areas, and it's just different than anything that's available on the market today.
And that's why you're the guy who's going to make a lot of money.
Well, possibly.
Yeah,
Possibly.
you will.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about it.
we're
Colt.
hoping.
Colt is a professional ATV rider.
Racer.
Racer?
Whatever. Same thing.
Racer? Rider?
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
Just
How old were you?
When I started racing, I was 17 years old. Had a Yamaha Banshee and started racing motocross. It was the worst thing ever to race on motocross, but I ended up rolling my quad about 3 jumps in, and then after that, I was hooked. Kind of a shitty circumstance, but I just found out how much I really liked it, and I started doing really well with it after I got on a different quad, and just went from there. So 2005 was my first year.
As a pro,
No,
or just
that was
period
that was
ever?
back in the junior
That was
class.
So
back
you've
the
been doing
Gerald
this,
class.
10 years?
Yeah, close to 10 years now I've been doing it. So it's pretty crazy. I went pro when I was in 2008. It was my first pro
So
year.
that's the question I guess I've always had is, what makes someone pro? What's the difference between some guy, hey, I like it, I'm a professional, compared to who the fuck decides if you're a professional or not?
Well, in Utah, you really have and even on the West Coast, you can really just move up to pro when you want. So you'll get a lot of fucking Geralds in there that go out and race one junior race and, oh, fuck yeah, I just beat everybody, I'm going to go pro.
Yeah.
Well, that's not how it really works. Like, I worked from the junior class all the way to the pro class in Utah. I won a pro championship in 2010 in motocross. And then I started working my way towards the Quad X series in California, racing pro there against all the top West Coast guys. I was getting my fucking ass handed to me, and it made me grow as a rider, and I got better every year. So it just all started from there, really.
And how long do you see yourself doing this? I mean, how big of a future can you make in this? Is this stuff that, like, I don't know, what's some of the best in there?
Yeah.
Where does it lead to?
Well,
What's your end result with this, you think?
End result is just, continually getting better and just being happy with what I'm doing. I mean, fucking racing, no ATV racer, it doesn't even matter if you're making 6 figures. That's not even fucking money, I mean, compared to any other sport. But I don't even care about that. I just want to continue doing what I love and fucking going out there and racing at an older age. I mean, ATV racers usually stay in it till they're like fucking in their 40s. So
really?
there's still a good amount of racing that I can do, and it seems like every year that I get older, I get smarter, I get wiser, stronger. My hair falls out more, so I'm pretty sure that probably helps.
What, through stress?
I don't.
Or what do you think?
Know. Yeah, I don't know. Ryan lost his hair when he was like fucking 18, so I think
Like
it's more
16,
hereditary.
but yeah.
Yeah, my mom always told him that all the girls were gonna fucking rub their fingers through his hair.
Because it was so soft, they'd love it.
Yeah.
And then it all fell out. But, whatever.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
What where are you going this fucking at the end of this month? Let's talk about that.
I started racing desert in 2012, and
Desert, explain it for people who have
so
absolutely
desert
no.
racing is just we're out there going blind in the desert. Basically, we're just following arrows and what we call day glow, which are little pieces of pink or red ribbon, and we follow these courses for hundreds of miles. And so, like Best in the Desert, we race from Vegas to Reno in those races. But in the National Hare and Hound, where I've won my 2 championships in 2013 and 2014, we're basically just following these arrows for anywhere from 40 to 100 miles. So it's pretty cool. It's a lot different than motocross racing. Motocross is more closed course, doing laps, that type of thing. We never see the same thing twice usually in desert.
Because it's just never set up the same. What's the most miles you've ever gone?
Most miles I've ever raced is definitely when we raced Vegas to Reno. It was right around 600 miles, and me and my teammate split the miles, so right around 300 apiece. So far, that's the longest one I've done.
That's insane. So what's going on with Australia then?
So there's a desert race called Fink there in Alice Springs, mate.
Mate.
So we're going to go down there, and
Okay.
we're going to eat some fucking Vegemite.
Oh, that stuff's horrible. You ever had it?
No, mate. Don't eat the shit. Don't care for it.
Instantly, this new guy comes into the podcast.
Oh, yeah. He just fucking pops up whenever. But
Gerald.
yeah.
Okay. So,
So this race is 290 miles long. So it's 2 days. We race 145 miles the first day to the Fink River, And then the next day we turn around and race back to the cars, trucks, quads, and bikes, side-by-sides, I believe, too. So we're all racing at the same time.
What
So
do you win if you win it?
We don't win anything, dude. I mean, it's more, I'm going there to...
Man, it's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Either
I
way,
mean,
I would never fucking throw a fit over going to Australia for it.
yeah, and it's their biggest race, their off-road race in Australia. Like I said, it's in Alice Springs. There's a bunch of Aborigines that are still living there. You know, I might fucking run over a kangaroo. It's pretty crazy. It's super desolate. So that's
You
all
scared at all?
Not really scared. I mean, I've done these races before, and it's really sandy, like the terrain in St. George, Utah. So I'm really used to it, and I think I'll have a really good setup when I get there. But it should be cool. I'm pretty excited. It's really fast. I mean, we'll be averaging around 60 or 65 miles an hour the whole way, which is really fast for quads.
Here's my question. Like, so you're out there in the middle of the desert. Something goes on with your quad for some reason. If something ever happened, what do you do? Do you have a walkie-talkie? Do you call someone? How does that work?
Other
you just
riders
fucking
will tell
stuck?
people that, when they stop in the pits that if somebody's hurt or down or something happened to them, then they'll usually let them know. Sometimes you carry walkie-talkies, but I don't know the whole protocol in Australia. It's all completely new to me,
Yeah,
so I have no idea.
that would be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
Where else are you going in Australia? You're going to you're flying into Melbourne,
Yeah.
Melbourne,
We're going to be in Melbourne. mate.
Melbourne.
And then
in-
from there, we go to Alice Springs.
Okay.
We have a race. Then shortly after that, mate, we fly over to Cairns, and we're going to actually go diving in the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh,
I'll say good day to the
shithole.
sharks.
I hear it's so ugly. Oh my god, I hear it's the ugliest reef in the world.
Probably.
No, it's the
gonna be
prettiest,
fucking terrible.
supposedly. No, it looks cool. So, are you gonna swim with sharks?
Yeah, and I'm not very happy about it. I mean, I'm getting...
What do you mean?
I'm the worst diver
Have you ever?
or fucking swimmer ever. I mean,
Yeah, Colt cannot
Like, just-
fucking swim. He looks just like a fucking log in the water that is can't
like
move.
literally my legs are down like a fucking weight. So when I swim, I'm swimming with 90% of my upper body, and then I don't breathe when I swim, so I'm just literally drowning trying to get to the other side of the pool.
So, are you going to scuba?
Yeah, I'm gonna go scuba diving.
Have you been scuba diving?
Fuck no. I actually this Friday I have to take the class for the scuba part.
It's fun, dude. You'll love it. Ryan, let's get back into the fucking Rhino stand hole. How did you come? So we got how you came up with it. We got what the product kind of is, and if not, again, rhinostand.com. Check it out. If you know any electricians, show the electricians, see if they like the product, and buy one. You can buy it right off the site.
It's spelled RYNO.
Oh yeah, that is. How do you spell regular rhino? RINO.
RHINO.
Oh yeah. RYNOSTAND.com. Check it out. Purchase one. Even if you don't use it, you fucking purchase it and you give it to someone.
Great birthday gift.
Great birthday kit.
Mother's Day's coming up. Why not?
Yeah, hand one to your neighbor.
And even
Just to say, hey.
Christian even came up with a great idea to maybe making a Sibian attachment for it. You can just ride that thing right on the back.
Strap a few
Yeah.
dildos to the side of it. Sit on
Absolutely.
down.
Throw a
Enjoy your
dildo in
time.
it.
Beer bong. It would be good. If you just
really
pop those sides
relaxing.
out and just pour one thing out, there's 6 shooters. And
You could even
Keg
have a fucking.
stands.
You could even have a beer pong table on that thing.
Absolutely. A mobile bear pump.
that's where we're going. That's the future of Rhino
That's where you're
Stand.
going to go.
Fuck yeah.
Stick with us,
Christian.
ladies and gentlemen. We are gonna. So you are fucking killing it. Today it was your first day of the expo. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, it was just basically, you go down to these places and you rent a 5-foot by 7-foot booth, which costs more money than a lot of people make in like 2 or 3 months.
Sure.
Most expensive real estate on the planet is what I call it. And it was just about getting exposure and basically showing off your products to not only some of the people who are just coming to see what the new products were, but some of the biggest companies in the world are at this show that are in the same market you're in. So that's what I was hoping to get, is some exposure, rub some elbows with the big dogs, and kind of get some feedback on,
Touch dicks.
and rub our wieners together.
Yeah,
Touch-
that's a
later.
good.
Touch
That's a good
bases.
business thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you're not doing that, you're fucking up.
It builds a great
Just-
business relationship.
Face to face.
Yes.
Here's my business card. Here's your penis.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Exchange that.
So that's why we were here. It's just to, get the idea out there and see what kind of response we got.
And I think it went great. I'm just going to say. I think you met some really good potential people, but we won't get much into that. That's private. Mm-hmm. But I think that you killed it, and you did really good. And there's some really cool things coming up for Rhino Stand.
Yeah.
Some other topics are, tell me about your background into the invention story. What can you talk about the first invention and shit that happened?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about this story.
When I was 28 years old, I came up with an invention. It was more in the home heating and air conditioning industry. And being green, being new into the industry, and going into the patent world, I didn't know what to do, so I hired one of those companies you see on TV.
Which
it wasn't Invent Help. It was another one of the companies.
Similar to?
Yeah, kind of does the same thing. Well, basically, what I did is I helped them steal my idea from myself, and then they ended up patenting the idea and selling it out from underneath me for a lot of money. So ever since then, that left a real big, lump in my throat, hitch in my side. And
how did they steal it from you, I guess?
Well, basically...
Explain the story a little more in
Basically,
detail.
what happened was my contract was I would pay these people $30,000 a year, and they would take my idea and go out and represent it to all these companies that they already had business relationships with.
Okay.
And so, for a year, they went out, and they take it to these companies, and then they come back to me and say, no, we weren't interested in it. No, they didn't like it. No this, no that. Just basically a bunch of no's.
Yeah.
So when the year time was up, and our contract was, we needed to either re-up or void our contract, I just said, you know what? If it's not that great of an idea, I'm not going to give you another $30,000 to represent my product. And I said, just send my stuff home. And about 2 months after I received my stuff back, I got a call from a company in Philadelphia, and they were wanting to make another counter offer on their original offer to when this company went and showed them my product. And I'm like, excuse me, you made an offer? Because I never got told there was an offer. I just got told you guys didn't like it. And they were wanting to offer a little bit more than the original $9.5 million.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. And so
Are you fucking kidding me?
I called a patent attorney and I took my contract over there to him to look through, and in the small writing, small text they put on the back of the paper you never read, that if I basically did not continue my contract with them, then they had first rights of refusal to my patent. So they took my patent and my idea out for a year on my money, shopped it around the country, and put such a high price tag on it nobody wanted to buy it. Then when the year was up and I didn't sign up, they knew they had the rights to my patent. And then they went back to those same companies and sold it out from underneath me. And I never got $1. So
it's
that
a complete
was my
fucking scam.
Yeah.
100% should be illegal.
Yeah. But the way the legal contract was drawn up, that's how it worked.
Yeah, go fuck them.
Yeah.
That kind of business is bullshit. Those
Karma's
types
a
of
bitch,
people.
Dude. I'm sure that they just got fucked over in some way with that whole thing. So
hopefully, but at the end of the day, it was a good.
So have you ever seen your product out there?
Yeah. Yep.
No shit.
Yeah. Yep. Is it Fujitsu or one of those companies is selling it now in the home heating and air conditioning industry? So
incredible product. It was fucking sweet.
It was great.
Yeah. Just like Rhino Stand, it was a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. That makes me mad, man.
Well, it happened. Good experience.
Absolutely, and thank goodness that you at least came up with the second one, and you had the drive to try again, compared to the guy sitting next to us today at the booth, who, I won't even say who, a company or whatever, but just that it was make it or break it. Their first expo, they're like, if this doesn't go good, then we're out. We're done.
They were going to
check like, what kind of motivation? I'm like, who are you? Are you a fucking entrepreneur, or are you just some
he just
schoolboy? He's a dick.
And it was the worst fucking attitude I've ever heard, is that I don't care if these people are writing on all of these single inventions that they have. I don't care if mine makes it. Whatever. If people don't like it, I'll stop. I don't care. I could not believe that came out of that guy's mouth. Because he had a product that would work really well.
Plus, and him and his fucking wife quit their jobs. He told me like $35,000 into the business, and we're riding on this thing for about a year. And fortunately, it went good today. They had
good
a pitch for a big branded TV. But anyways, really cool stuff. That was some cool shit there. Let's get more into the other side. When I first met you down in St. George, that was only, fucking a month ago maybe, we were talking all about health stuff, and you just blew my fucking mind on so many things.
Sure.
And there's, I want to get more into that probably well, you know what? I think we're going to have a podcast Thursday. Okay. Let's get way more in depth about that stuff and conspiracy. Because you and I see eye to eye on so many things, even if we got to talk 9/11 stuff, which I want to get into deeper stuff. And I really want to show you that Zeitgeist thing and get your thoughts on that. But while Colt's here, let's get some more shit. Tell me more about Colt's life. Do you dare talk about relationship? And if not, let's move past it because I can find plenty of other questions to ask you.
No, dude. I mean, I can talk. I'll talk a little bit about it. I mean,
are you happy now? Well,
yeah.
So where were you? How did you feel during a bad relationship? How were you feeling about life, girls, whatever? About how long ago? Fucking 6 months ago?
No, it was
a year.
No, it was longer than that. I mean, I just before I met my current girlfriend Rachel, my life was just, hurry in. I just decide one day, okay, Colt, you need a girlfriend. Let's go find you one.
Okay.
Instead of letting the right girl come into my life, I fucking thought I needed to go and find him. So
okay.
So I would hurry and jump into these relationships, and I'm the type of person that will do anything for anybody. You ask anybody, I'm right there, for the most part. So
it's very supportive. You're there. Okay.
Yeah. And when it comes to girls, Ryan put it pretty good. He told me I pretty much had white knight syndrome. So I'd go in there and try to whisk the girl off her feet.
Save the fucking day.
Yeah.
Don't even care what it's going to do to you, but as long as you're bettering the quality of that female's life, even if it's killing you, you're fucking all about it.
Oh, yeah. And everything would be going good for the first 3 months, but after that, I would just literally fall in depression, trying to do everything I could to make their day better or make their life better without taking care of myself. So I was my worst enemy.
Yeah,
whole fucking time.
You were very codependent because however your day was going was all based around how their day was going.
Yeah. And, a lot of people that know me, too, know that I'm, big into, I know we talked about this earlier.
Stuff.
Positive thinking, everything like that. And I truly believe that that's the only thing that kept me going through this whole fucking thing.
Good.
So, I mean, if any of you guys are out there having these issues, just remember, you've got to stay positive through this whole thing or you're going to make it a million times worse. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it's self-sabotage.
And then having great family and friends that can see what's going on.
And tell you the truth.
And they're going to tell you the truth every single time. So if you're having these issues, fucking listen to the people that are close to you. Honestly, they know you better than anybody else. Probably than you know yourself if you're like me. Because you put your heart on your sleeve. So everybody that's close to me probably knows me better than I do.
Sure.
So
that makes sense. So
when you're having these issues, I highly suggest listening to the people that are in your circle because the shitty thing is another thing is that when I started feeling really bad, really depressed, stressed, anxiety, going to see therapists, everything like this to try to get through my worries in life. Where was I going with that?
Did you say the worst part? I'm a little lost too.
I started rambling off.
So you,
but
how long were you in therapy for? And did it mainly start because of a bad relationship?
Yeah, I've been through a couple of times, dude.
Bad relationships,
it was the
through...
fourth or fifth relationship in the row.
Okay.
Where it didn't matter what the girl's name was, but it was the same situation that he was in from 8 years ago. He's doing the exact same thing again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patterns repeating.
Even it's not even like a girl thing.
It's just more like you.
It's pretty much just the way that I am. I get walked on because I'm such a nice guy.
Dude, we're very similar in so many ways.
Yeah. So it's really tough for me to it's really tough for me to get over that and get past that, because I really do care about people more than I should, and instead of saying like fuck you, I come first, I'm number one type thing. So it was hard for me to get over that. Guys do it to me, girls do it to me, whatever. I'm a fucking idiot sometimes, but yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
How are you going about life now? What changed?
I pretty much decided, with the help of family and friends, that I didn't need to feel that way anymore. And basically, I saw a life for me. I saw things I was missing out on, and I just went for it, dude. Like, I was all in at that point. So I started thinking positively again, got out of the situations I was in, no matter what it was. I started looking for everything that I wanted in life. I pushed towards it. And like me and you were talking today, it's not like the whole law of attraction thing where if you wish it, it's just going to show up. You've got to do it. You've got to work hard for it. And then the shit starts coming in. It plays in with positive attitude. So you figure out what
believe in yourself first.
You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you deserve that shit and go get it. Yep. Just like Ryan with the Rhino stand. I mean,
yeah, sure. If I would have been cheated out at $9 million, knowing I was that close, it'd be pretty hard to get back into the game.
Yeah, it's crazy. And this whole time, and like helping other people has helped me too. Like, I'll put motivational things up on Instagram, Facebook, everything like that, and to see the people's responses that follow me and follow me for what I do. Being a pro rider has its perks too, because I get to reach a lot of people.
That's true.
And I try to help, and I get a lot of responses from people saying that how much they appreciate it. So that's awesome for me.
Yeah,
totally.
Especially with the big outreach.
Yeah, and now dating Rachel and everything like that. It's been. So
talk
good.
About that. How you go from in a way similar to him. You get your dick beat into the dirt, and now you're doing good. And you're happy, and you're in a good relationship.
Yeah.
What changed? Other than just more positive outlook, more what?
Just knowing what I wanted, really. I mean, and then Rachel just kind of came into my life, and it wasn't that I was
looking
exactly, and that was my whole problem. Like I said, is that I go look for it, and that's what my result was before. But now, like, everything just came so easy for me with her.
Yeah,
she's very caring. She's very loving. And she races quads too, so she completely understands that aspect, which was so hard before because they didn't understand it. A lot of them would say, I don't want you racing anymore. It's too dangerous. When we get married, I don't want this. They didn't really care about what I wanted. It was about them.
What made you happy? Yeah.
That
makes some sense, dude.
And I needed to make, no matter what, you as a person, you always have to have your feelings come first. No matter what, because if you're not happy, you're not going to make anybody else happy. My brother and sister probably wanted to kill me because of how I was acting.
Wanted to kill you.
So it was tough, but now it's fucking great now, dude. I'm going halfway around the world to go race
and do more stuff that you love, and it's coming easy.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
and you take big leaps too. There's a new life change as well in your life, but we won't. I don't want to talk much about that. It's just, you never know. People take it weird.
Yeah, I take it weird,
on the other end,
too.
or if someone else gets a hold of
I take it weird.
The old podcast.
Yeah.
But, going on, proud of you. It's cool that you're making those life choices and you're actually taking action to fucking do the things that you want to do. I know Ryan has some crazy stories about some of this stuff, but again, I don't fucking dare get into
That's like
it.
2 podcasts worth of information there.
Exactly. So. What other things would you like... Hold on. I have some stuff on my phone that I think I wrote in notes. Some ideas that we can really run through quick.
We can vibe on.
Well, we already conquered that one. Maybe we'll lead into a little bit of it for like the next time. But let's talk about EMFs. That way we can start getting people pumped into the next podcast we want to do.
Who's sleeping in there in that bedroom where the bathroom is?
He is.
Would you mind leaving that door open? Because I'll probably have to get up in the night and take a leak.
You're okay.
I'll leave it unlocked.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so...
EMFs, let's talk about them. What is an EMF? Electromagnetic field?
EMFs, yes, electromagnetic fields.
What has EMFs?
So anything that produces electricity or uses electricity will put off an electromagnetic field. So anything from, the microwave is the one everybody always worries about.
Oh, okay. Like getting too close to the microwave, chilling there.
Everybody
Having
worries
it in the
about-
house or anything.
Yeah, exactly. How
That makes
bad
sense.
the EMFs are, blah, 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 blah. But people don't understand that your smartphone basically will put off more EMFs than a microwave will. So at the end of the day, you've been around your smartphone a ton, you've been on it, you've had it up to your ear. Well, pretty much you've been exposed to as much radiation as you would receive if you went and got an x-ray from the doctor.
What can EMFs cause to your body?
There's thousands of studies out there. If you go to PubMed, you can search EMF radiation, and you can pull up all these studies done of, there's any study that you really want. If the electromagnetic field that you're exposed to is higher than this level, you have a 20% higher risk of this type of cancer and that type of cancer. Lab rats exposed to EMFs,
What happens
blood
to them?
pressure goes up, tumors grow, all sorts of chaos goes on. And it's just one of the points that I had to address in my healing from, losing my health about 5-6 years ago. So, and it's a major player in a lot of people's health, but everything you hear on the TV, everything you hear on the radio is going to tell you just the opposite, because the cell phone industry now lobbies more money to politicians than even oil companies.
To
Basically,
put these away?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things. There's more money circulating through cellular companies now, so they need to protect, that information best that they can. Go on PubMed, search it out. There's study after study that will show that the cell phone radiation, Wi-Fi radiation, all that stuff is completely detrimental to any sort of organic life.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it right now, and they've got stuff on here about laptops as well, and it makes a lot of sense.
And these aren't like
Because-
clinical studies. These are actual studies, right?
These are big boy studies where they will take and they will look at
Not like fucking some Wilford Brimley looking fuck in a lab coat saying, "Well, I got a clinical study here."
Yeah, no, these are actual
I got diabetes.
diabetes from our cell phone.
EMF.
Exactly.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, this one's on, let's see. Yeah, there's tons and tons of them, dude, and I'm reading and looking. It's very interesting. It can cause cancer.
Absolutely.
It says childhood leukemia, radiation, obviously just exposure. So Wi-Fi things pump this sucker out too, huh? Like if you have the Wi-Fi hotspot in your house.
Tons, yes. And to verify all this, I saw all the stuff on the internet about it. And I'm not one person that will just believe anything I hear. So I went out and purchased a very expensive meter so I could actually stick a measuring device on all these household products and actually measure how much of an electromagnetic field was radiating off these units. And once I did, I went into PubMed. I was looking at what the safe levels were recommended by the World Health Organization, and it was just mind-blowing about how much is just radiated by a cell phone. I mean, it's insane. Absolutely insane.
Let's see right here. So EMF, home protection, protect your house from EMF. So danger zones. Here we go. A blender up to 4 inches. Does that mean that you are 4 inches away?
So if any part of your body is within 4 inches of your blender while it's actually running, you are in that blender's electromagnetic field. So your cells are being affected by that field. You're literally being changed at an anatomical level, at a cellular level, by that electromagnetic field.
So let's see. So a blender is pumping about 50 to 220-ish. Clothes washer is about 8 to 200. So it's very, broad in that way. But once you get to like 3 feet, it goes to 0.3 to 3, 0.1 to 4. Coffee maker, televisions 5 to 100. Fucking airplanes 50. What's MG? Are all of these MG?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Vacuum cleaner. But let's see, how to protect your house. So there's ways to protect yourself.
There's plenty of ways to protect yourself.
Tell us some ideas about it.
The most important time to protect yourself is at night. So if you can protect your sleeping area, put cell phones at least 5 feet away from where you sleep. Because we all know
As he
from...
moves his.
Yeah.
Well, no, joke. Like, seriously, it was the same thing. Plus, my little Nike Fuel Band you were telling me about this. So Bluetooth pumps out shit too, right?
Bluetooth is even worse because it sends out an RF signal. Because that's how Bluetooth works. It's through an RF
radio?
signal. So it's a radio frequency. So it's a lot higher of an electromagnetic field.
So people who have their Bluetooth on their phones all day, better yet, in their fucking ear.
The ones in your fucking ear.
Well, now they have them around their neck. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
The people who have
And
the thing around their neck and their headphones in.
The iPhone Watch.
Jesus Christ.
The Apple Watch.
Yeah, that would
my
be an
God.
interesting study.
Yeah, I can't imagine having... Because if you
Let me
ever
see.
notice, all you need to do is just put your cell phone on your bare skin for like 30
It freaks
minutes
me out.
anywhere, and you'll feel it start to burn your skin. Why is it making your skin hot? It's because of that electromagnetic field that's coming off of your cell phone.
Let's see. EMF levels off Apple devices. Macintosh now.
See, and we checked your iPhone.
Dude, it was
last time
pumping
you were
out
in
like
St. George.
120 when I was Googling for something. And that's insane. So MacBook users...
Dude, mine pumped up 300 that one
Yeah,
time.
my iPad will put out almost 1,000.
So what are the dangers?
Okay, so
I mean, what are some of the levels? So here I am looking. It says a MacBook at a user's head. So next to your fucking head is pumping 800 EMF into your goddamn head.
yeah, so basically,
So people who have a laptop near them while they're sleeping, iMac Wi-Fi, if you're running your iMac off Wi-Fi, 400.
yeah,
Driving in the car, 300. Explain that one.
yeah, so basically, when you're driving in the car, you're not really grounded. So all the absorption of the tires and everything like that as you're going down the road, plus the motor running off electricity.
What if you have
The
Bluetooth?
radio, if the Bluetooth is on, I mean, you're just getting blasted the whole time you're driving down the road.
iPhone 5 on a car is pumping, in your ear. So like on a phone call,
10,000?
10,000 EMF.
So now that you're saying 10,000, okay, so the World Health Organization in 2012 came out, and the safe levels for this, what they're talking in milliwatts right now, is 0.002. So you're going back to the 100th place behind 1. Is
And
a
mind you,
non-carcinogenic
the thing
state.
is like when you think about all this stuff, like, oh, but it's been around forever. The fuck it has.
No,
EMF
it
has
has
not been
not.
around forever. There has been time, think about the Middle Ages or the Game of Thrones type shit or all these, even the Old West, they didn't have this shit going on. So it could possibly explain a lot of crazy shit that's going on within people's bodies, the science and sickness, and we don't know what's the effects to the full
what
extent.
it's absolutely doing to us. And there's one doctor that I really, really respect, and I think he's probably the most brilliant doctor in the world. His name's Diedrich Klinghardt. He has a place in Seattle, and he also flies back to Germany and Japan, where he's learning from doctors all over the world. And basically, he says the only predictable scenario that you'll have in all children born with autism is you can go back and you can look at the mother's sleeping area when she was pregnant, and she was within the area of Wi-Fi. So there's a Wi-Fi unit in the room. There's one beaming, there's a tower next to the house, anything like that. He says in all of his patients, the only one thing that he's found with every woman who's ever had an autistic child is that they've been exposed to tons of electromagnetic field while they're in the womb.
Dude, that could make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, the boom. I mean, there's a lot of things you could look at. Genetically modified foods. You could look at pathogens. You could look at vaccines. There's a ton that have risen since the 80s, as well as autism rising since the 80s. So, which one is it? Well, this guy says that the electromagnetic fields on a fetus are absolutely toxic.
And it would make a lot of sense. I mean, what does an X-ray pump out?
X-rays
When
will
it's doing
pump
X-ray,
out
what is it
between,
doing? Is it
well,
EMF?
You'll get one burst of about 50 to 60,000 milliwatts when you get hit with an X-ray.
That's
And
why they
put
put
the
that big
vest on.
lead vest
Yeah, they
on
put
you.
the lead vest
Yeah, to
on.
protect all your different areas that you're
So what
not
ways
getting
can
the
you
shot.
protect yourself other than sleep with your iPhone away or putting it on airplane mode and keeping it away and shit like that?
Okay,
As much-
so one of
Tell
the
me about
ways-
your leg story. Remember how you had your phone in your leg in your pocket and you couldn't figure out why your leg was always
Oh
hurting?
yeah, absolutely. I
share that.
basically developed sciatic pain in my right leg, and with my job as being a fuel technician, I drive a ton. My truck's a 2012 or 2011, whatever. It's got 270,000 miles on it, so I spend a lot of time on the road. And always in my right leg, I would just develop this horrible pain that ran from my knee clear up into the middle of my back. Doctors say, well, you have sciatica, which is a nerve issue, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Well, after studying, doing a little research, I always found out, well, I would always put my phone in my right pocket, and I'd have it riding there as I was riding down the road. Well, once I removed my cell phone from that area and put it away from my body, sciatic pain started to disappear, and now it's completely gone, and I haven't had it for a few years.
And remember, everybody, doctors are just practicing medicine.
Yeah.
So whatever, if they tell you something and they don't actually do tests or anything, probably full of shit.
Do your research.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you should absolutely do your research.
On everything.
And find studies, the most recent shit, and back it up, if it's true or whatever. And even if you don't believe this shit, go ahead and get yourself an EMF detector.
Yeah.
Find someone who has one. Go drag it to your Wi-Fi hotspot, because I did not believe you. But that mini iPad that you had, and you flipped it onto Wi-Fi and you started Googling something, and it was going to like the thousands.
Yeah.
And kids are playing with this all goddamn day.
Holding it in their hands.
It's disgusting.
Close
it's
to
crazy.
their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary because we don't know the full effects of this crazy shit. It's so kind of new, especially with like iPads and that stuff. And I notice that I get a headache if you're on your phone too much and it's close to your face, your head, and this shit. At least I do. I'll get a headache and I'll start noticing shit. And ever since you've told me about this stuff, I've been a lot more, I guess, mindful about it.
Yeah.
For sure, and keeping away from it, and as much as possible having things that have Wi-Fi, off Wi-Fi, or on airplane mode as I sleep at night, and keeping it further away from my head.
Yes.
As stupid as it is, I mean, you're sleeping 8 hours next to this thing, and it could be constantly searching for new emails and updates and all this shit all night, and it's right fucking next to your head.
Your body
that might not even
regenerates
help you sleep.
itself all night long. That's when your body rebuilds itself. Well, when it's under bombardment from EMF, it can never repair itself because it's constantly
Having to
getting
refix the same shit,
situated,
yeah.
moved back and forth, and it affects a lot of people with chronic illness.
So you're basically saying that when we sleep, you're rebuilding yourself on a molecular level.
Yeah,
Because
But
it's
this
that
shit,
RAM, yeah,
this
RAM.
shit will attack your molecular level all day long. So if you have it on at night, you have it under your pillow like most Geralds do. And I mean, I've done
Like
it before.
I used to do.
Yeah, everybody's done it. So that's just constantly just right by your brain, right by where your activity is, and it's messing you up.
Yeah, it's adding to the problems and making things worse.
Another thing we should talk about next time. I want to talk about those boxes. Jesus Christ. That box. Sorry, Windows 10 technical preview is ready to get started. Okay. But I really want to talk about those energy savers that energy companies are coming out with.
The box like Amy has on?
Oh yeah, smart meters.
Yeah.
Would she talk about it?
Yeah, smart meters. Absolutely, she come talk about it.
Okay. What?
Basically, what a smart meter is they're replacing the meter on the side of your house, where they basically will come in and they'll see how much electricity that you
Like the
use.
meter guys who come to the house and they
Yeah.
usually knock on your door or whatever, like, hey, I need to check your meter.
I need to read your meter. I need to see what we need to charge you for. Well, now they've come out with a new one that is constantly monitoring all the electronic devices throughout your house in the name of saying, okay, well, we're going to send you information that's going to help you save money on energy because we'll tell you which appliances aren't working.
Yeah.
How they do that is by casting a gigantic electromagnetic field through your house all day long. And it is destroying people's health, ruining people's
I
lives.
read in California finally someone won through a lawsuit of a giant fucking battle to finally get one of those removed, but she could prove that this thing was pumping this stuff out and that she was getting extremely sick, and her kids were getting sick and stuff. And now tons of people in California, since winning this thing, they're now doing the giant recall on them and taking them back in. But it was only after a giant lawsuit and some crazy stuff.
And isn't there
but able to prove it? Yeah.
Isn't there some like housing projects that are required to have them? When they build these houses, they're all like grandfathered into this thing, so that's like impossible to get away from.
Yeah. There's a lot of cities like Phoenix. My sister had an issue with EMFs in her house, but Phoenix has gone through the ringer legally now. So if anybody requests to have these smart meters removed, they'll come out and remove it for no charge. But there's a lot of cities still that'll just tell you to go fuck yourself. There's no scientific evidence that proves this or that, but I can walk around to the side of the house with a meter, and you'll show levels that are basically on the level of X-ray levels. And it's beaming this electromagnetic field through your house 24 hours a day.
Does it still have that same effect from the box when it reaches the inside of the house?
Well, it depends on how far it goes in, but again, as long as you're over 1 milliwatt at the other end of your house, you're still in the danger zone. That's proven to cause problems with humans at a cellular level. So, I mean, it's just a bad situation.
And I know people. So one of my friends, I had a close friend when I brought this up. He said that, anyways, they got married. They had to move in with an aunt's house before their apartment or something was ready. So their bedroom window was right next to the air conditioning unit and that the box thing. And anyways, when I brought this up, he's like, dude, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we got so sick when we moved in. We started getting really sick, constant colds. My wife had stomach problems. We had to go to the ER multiple times. We were depressed. We were mad at each other. We were getting anxiety and stress feelings all day, and just this pressure. And anyways, I told him this stuff, and I was just like, I don't know, you should look into it and stuff. But he's like, dude, it makes so much fucking sense. And he had installed it. He was the one who actually installed it on the.
Is this your buddy
house.
that does?
Yeah,
all
he
of
used to
them?
install these, and he quit. Not for that reason. He didn't find out until recently. But yeah, no. So he used to go and install them on homes and stuff. And it's so funny. After you told me this, they came in through our neighborhood and stuff and asked me if I wanted one. I said, "Get the fuck off my porch!"
Yeah,
like,
don't even.
don't even. No, not here. And he couldn't comprehend. He's like, well, what do you mean? Why? We could save you money. I'm like, I don't want it. Sorry, dude. Bye.
Yeah.
I just wasn't going to do it, man. It's not worth
what
it.
brought all this
Especially
to
with
my
having a new
attention?
kid.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What
Fucking
brought
nuts.
all this
Get out
into
of here.
my scope was my sister moved into a new home about 2.5 years ago down in Phoenix area. And right when they moved in, all of a sudden, her kids were just constantly sick with strep throat, ear infections, and they were just never ending. My sister was always miserable. Kids were just going through hell. They weren't developing, they were regressing. And so immediately when you think, okay, family moves into a new home and they're having all these major problems, it's probably a mold issue because mold can cause that same type of thing going on. So there's mold in the walls, whatever. Got the house checked for mold, zero mold in the house. So I'm like, dear God, what is going on? And then I started doing more research. Then I stumbled across the EMFs. I bought a meter, shipped it to my sister. She walked around the house, put that meter up on the smart meter, and I almost died at the number she was reading me off of there. It's like they were sitting in a fucking x-ray machine for 12 hours a day.
How annoying would that be?
Yeah. See, and the other problem is what Ryan said too. Even if you get rid of the one on your house, if the neighbors have one, like my sister, they're so close together. Like if you're in a townhome, that thing is still going to be pumping radiation, or not radiation. Is it radiation?
It is radiation.
Yeah, it's going to be
exactly what it is.
pumping radiation into your house still, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you think about townhomes or you think about condos. You know, not only if you have smart meters on, but think about a condo situation where it's 5 stories up and you've got a freaking Wi-Fi unit on every single one of those floors. How much radiation is everybody in that complex getting exposed to? You know, depending on how big of a, Wi-Fi unit, big of a router it is, it's going to change, what's going on there. But I mean, my God, you're constantly being exposed to these fields.
So what things can you do to protect yourself? Like other units? You said the grounding unit. I know you spoke something about a net at one time.
Yeah,
what
basically.
What is it can block these things?
Okay, so there's a few things that you need to do that are very important. The one that we've already discussed is at nighttime you need to protect your sleeping area. So one thing that Dr. Klinghardt talks about constantly is he's like, turn the breaker off to the rooms where you sleep in. So go into your breaker panel. Okay, so this is the master bedroom, this is the kid's bedroom. Because even if you have all the Wi-Fi turned off, everything like that, still the power running through the walls to your outlet is creating an electromagnetic field. And that's one thing that he recommends. Another thing you can do if you don't want to do that, they make these like nets that come from the ceiling.
Like a mosquito net.
Yeah, cover your bed, but it's lined with silver, so it'll block any electromagnetic field coming through the walls, coming from the floors. It will protect the area.
And you can YouTube that shit, because I saw it on one of those doomsday preppers, but it was mainly for like where can I put a radio that if there was a giant EMF.
How do I protect
what do they
it?
call it? Is that an EMF?
Yeah.
No, you're talking about EMP.
EMP blast, yeah.
That if there was that, you could protect your radio so it'd still work. If that ended up
Yeah,
happening
because
once.
basically, like those drop-down silver-coated shields are like what they call a Faraday cage, so it won't let an electromagnetic field come in through it.
Yeah.
Same scenario.
Don't they have one for the smart meter too? Somebody developed a box for it.
Yeah. You can buy a cover off the internet for $100. It'll cover up your smart meter if you have it on your home and they won't remove it.
Will it just lower it?
It basically takes it to where it will transmit to the telephone pole your information, but it'll stop it from flowing through your house. It's a big game changer. So if you're in an area where they won't come out and put your old meter back on, those $100 kits are the way to go.
So it'll save your family. It'll save lawsuit money. It'll save all that
Sure.
bullshit.
Yeah.
By paying $100 and putting the box on top of the smart meter.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's cool, dude. That is some cool stuff. Well, Colt, Ryan, we got to be up fucking early in the morning.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go. You're training hard for Australia, but we need to get you back on this thing and do a long podcast. And with you, we need to come up with some more cool topics that we can talk about conspiracy-wise. We're going to have a fun conspiracy night.
Shit, we'll jump down that rabbit hole. And
It'll be fun, dude.
Can I do a plug for Fink real quick?
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys are interested in helping me out, I have a GoFundMe set up. GoFundMe.com/Colt Brinkerhoff.
Spell it. You got to spell it.
Colt. And my last name is BRINKERHOFF, as in Frank. So if you guys could go on there, check it out, see exactly what the race is that I'm doing. I really appreciate it if you guys could help out. If not, we'll be posting updates while I'm there. So I'll try to definitely get on top of the podium for America. America.
Gonna win.
I'll tell you what.
I'm gonna win. Dude, give me some more of those. You gotta
Lady
Hank
Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, Ladybird, oh.
Oh my god. Oh, this podcast.
I'll tell you what, I've just had a good old time, Bobby. Just being on the old Walking Among Apes.
Propane.
Propane and propane accessories. I'll tell you what.
Making a killing out here in Vegas, man.
Yeah. Doing her.
Hill, bro. Okay, I'm gonna put that link up. I'm gonna put that link up, ladies and gentlemen. Follow it. Support this motherfucker. And guys, thanks for listening. We're gonna get you back in. We're gonna start getting these hopefully back on the flow, even if we can't get Colt for some fucking reason. Maybe we'll get. I want it for sure after Australia part. We'll Skype you. Unless I'm down this way, which I hope to be.
I'll be up there, whatever.
Yeah. Let's get you fucking podcasted up. And I want to hear all about it. And you got to take lots of crazy pictures and photos for us.
Oh, yeah. I'll take some pictures of my balls. Maybe post them up somewhere.
These nuts.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
All right, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in. Kiss, kiss. Big hug. Good night.
Laters.